So let's lock in for the Arknights Enfield Outrage Machine, a nuanced analysis of the drama, outrage, and controversy. By Super. Let's lock in.
This video
Wait,
is
after I turn up the audio for y'all so you can hear him. He's a little quiet for me as well. Okay. All right. Let's listen to the Italian man for 30 minutes.
sponsored by you. Links for the channel are in the
Let me
description.
know if I need to turn up or turn down.
The quote, given the opportunity, players will optimize the fun out of a game, is a game design principle popularized by Civilization 3 game designer
I've heard this one
Soren
before so many
Johnson,
times, to be
stating
honest.
players will take the path of least resistance, even if it means ruining their own game experience.
Yeah.
For example, in the alleged video game Heartbound,
The
there is a
alleged
puzzle
video
you can entirely skip, despite the fact there is an intended solution for you to go
Oh,
through.
man.
This defeats the point of having the puzzle. In a PvP game, you must make sure the players aren't ruining their own experience with toxic or boring strategies, because it does not affect just them but their opponent as well,
Yeah.
and even the wider ecosystem of the game. In a grindy MMO, you must make sure the best grinding method is the most fun.
Oh yeah, dude, I fucking love MMOs. Honest to God, dude. Fucking oh, I wasted so many hours in Elder Scrolls Online and WoW. But fucking you know what I really think really killed the fun in video games? YouTube. Hot take. I think YouTube was the route at which people could optimize the fun out of the game the quickest. Honestly, because you used to be able to if you were exploring and you saw someone that had the coolest fucking armor, the coolest sword, and you're like, "How'd you get that?" They'd explain it to you. You couldn't look this shit up. There was nothing really to go do back then. There's like, "Hey, let me look up this specific armor. I don't even know what it's called and stuff like that." There's no real guides for that. But now it's like, okay, the game comes out. There's a guide for every individual mechanic in the game, every side story, how to beat every puzzle and stuff, where to get the best gear, the best armor. Back then, it was like, man, I don't know. I don't know. Like, you had to think about that shit. You really had to think of your own builds and stuff, honestly. I used to love MMORPGs, then I grew up and started having responsibilities. Hey, man, whether you call it a benefit or a negative, you don't have to touch grass if you play an MMOs. So, there's that. I mean, did you hear that, oh my god, what's the fucking MMO that's by Amazon? They're shutting it down in, like, a year is what they said. It was, oh my god. I played a little bit of it. Completely forgot what it's called though. New World, yeah. Like I think they just announced it a couple of days ago that they're shutting down the New World servers in like a year. But that sucks, honestly. That's the one thing that's shitty about MMOs is when they get shut down, it sucks. So they're supposed to last for a long time where people aren't gonna play them, honestly. Next vid should be a quiz, but I don't think you can score more than 3 out of 10. Hey, fuck it, All right, let's keep going.
Lest the players make their playing experience a boring full-time job.
Oh yeah,
So, according to this principle,
I love this
Arknights
skybox.
should be dead in a ditch by now. Wishadel, Tragodia, Silverash Alter, Ulpianus,
I mean, it's Silverash Alter literally just came out to CN, all right? he came out, would he come out like 2 days ago or some shit? Or like, it was like a week. It was like a week, like a week. The only, like, I know Trigodia looks insane, it is insane from what I've heard, but I haven't seen any videos of him really popping off. Obviously, Wiz is cracked. And then Monster was like banner I missed right when I started playing. I think it was right before. And I've heard she's really good as well.
Monster, Haruka, and many others
Oh,
completely trivialize a vast majority of the game. It stands to reason then that
There she
every
is.
player would
Apple
pick
pie.
the strongest units in every stage, and thusly botch the game experience for themselves.
True, but I think the game doesn't punish you as hard. I think if, let's say, you failed a run and you just lost all your sanity, and for some reason they're like, you know what, we're also going to take one of you, like some of your Originium fun, people would optimize the shit out of this game. But because you basically lose no sanity and there's really no real punishments for losing now, or from what I heard, I guess it changed, right? For losing, is that people can experiment and have fun in the game, and I think that's cool. And also, you have this vast, like 300 plus characters. It was like what 300 something characters, 300 characters of 300 plus characters to mess around with. And you have teams like, I'm working on the Ammo Knights team and stuff, and I'm having a blast doing it, even though we're taking forever to do it. I'm still having a blast, like you're thinking about. I got a fucking Excel sheet for the Ammo Knights team, so but everyone makes their own little niches and niche nights and stuff. But I think it's fun because there really is no punishment for failure other than going insane, which I kind of did go insane for TR15 and MTX8, but that's okay. When you lose, you get total sanity -1. Total sanity? I mean, yeah, it's like whatever though, right? When you lose, you get total sanity. I think you mean just current sanity -1, right? Whatever. Anyways, continue that.
However, I am sure the majority of you watching this know that's not what happened. Arknights has dozens of easy mode options
Oh,
that you could argue even
damn.
skip the gameplay entirely from how strong they are. Yet
Jesus.
it does not suffer from it. Wishadel did not change the game in any meaningful way. Arknights is still thriving, and we are getting some of the most interesting and creative 6-star kits we've ever gotten.
Dude, watching Seal use Silver Ash Altar was the most insane thing to me. This guy was popping off with it. It was actually like he was like doing the pause, like for like you could pause but still move your character in place. He was doing that repeatedly, and he dropped like 6 characters in a row, and they all activated that like arc attack that Silver Ash does, and I was like, what the fuck? It was the coolest thing ever, but it was just disgusting in a funny way.
New 6-star has a lot of mechanics for you to sink your teeth into,
It's cool
and
though.
plenty of options to get creative.
Dude, the ice on the fucking oh my god, that's so cool. I fucking love that. I hope we get more characters that do shit like that with the blue box, like interact with the blue box would be cool.
The developers have proven they can handle situations that, on paper, should spell the death of the game. Endfield seems to be in much the same situation, with the combat and the factory. The dodge and the blueprints, on paper, very directly make the game easier and
That's true. I mean, it's like at this point, you know, oh, being able to run makes the game easier because you can get from one side of the map to the other side map quicker and stuff. So we're fighting over like little things like this now and stuff. But whatever.
allow you to skip both the strategic depth of combat and the factory management. The reaction from
My thought process on the factory is people keep thinking it's like the key mechanic and stuff like that, and building the factory is the key mechanic. I don't think so. I think building the factory system is an aspect of the overarching regional system. So I think it's a means to an end, not the mechanic itself of the system, let's say. I think that stock trading is going to be pretty fun. I can't lie. I can't wait to get even more spreadsheety with y'all. That's going to be fun.
a subset of the community was as you'd expect. Let's talk about that. Also, hi, Arknights Endfield, the most hated YouTuber here. I apologize if there aren't many funnies in this video. For once, I am putting my serious cap on.
Dude,
I want
locked
to
in.
specify, this video, while it holds a hopeful outlook, is not saying Endfield is good or will be good. I simply do not have the information to make such a statement.
Okay.
The game is not out yet. We do not know how the game will pan out in 1 or 2 years from release. Anything anyone can possibly argue, negative and positive alike,
Yeah. Wait, I'm gonna wait
is
for
a
this
slippery
sentence.
slope argument by default.
Yeah. I think at this point, like if you love Arknights, there's really I won't say no reason, but there's very little reason you trust the devs to cook on Arknights. There's very little reason for you not to trust the devs to cook on Enfield. I hope I said that sentence right. But like I'm having fun in Arknights. I have not been given justification. Now obviously there's like, oh, I'm kind of disappointed in the gacha system changing from the Arknights gacha system because I actually surprisingly do enjoy the Arknights gacha system, but I'm also going to let them cook at the same time because they did such a good job the first time. So why they haven't given me justification to think that they wouldn't do a good job the second time, honestly.
Let's begin with the Dodge discussion.
This one was like
There
big
is
drama
a
like 6 months
reason I
ago.
have kept myself out of it until now. For those unaware, let me explain what the Dodge drama is. During the technical tests, the game played much closer to something like Xenoblade.
Yeah, a lot of people mentioned that to me because I actually never watched like the technical test, the technical test, um, or the older footage of the game. The only combat I really saw was the one people were talking about back in I think it was like June or was it May? I forget. Was it July? I was back then. So I was like, "Oh, that's interesting." I've also never played Xenoblade Chronicles, so that's also another factor. I kind of got stun locked by Halo for like 10 years and then I got also stun locked by fucking Destiny for another 10 more years. So, you know, and then we played other MMOs. So, MMOs kind of eat all your time. You don't really play anything else other than MMOs when you play an MMO. But, yeah.
And did not feature a dodge button. This
Mm.
made the gameplay slower and more tactical. People got their hands on it and complained the combat was slow and clunky, and
Mm.
so Hypergryph added a dodge button. This completely short-circuited certain people. They argue adding the dodge is the beginning of the game showing a lack of confidence in what it is, that it is losing its identity, and that it is foregoing artistic integrity.
Basically, people, based off of the technical test, envisioned the end result for this game and the complete product, but it was just them basing that decision off of the technical tests, not what the devs are producing. I mean, like the technical test is like so many things can change it from a technical test. So it's like, okay, yeah. But anyways,
For the sake of appealing to the lowest common denominator. Over
wait,
months,
what does that
for the
say?
sake of appealing to the
This game is foregoing artistic integrity for the sake of appealing to the lowest common denominator, aka Hoyo players.
lowest common denominator. Over months and months, the Dodge controversy has bred a dissatisfied, toxic, gloomy subset of the community, which, it seems, has now reached the point.
I would say yes, but I only really ever see them rear their heads when our Enfield posts new content. So like the last like 3 months when they were basically posting new content, or they were basically posting no content, Enfield was. They're like nothing was happening about the drama. But now that Enfield's being talked about, they're like, we're back, round two, motherfuckers. So it's like shit, go away. But it is what it is. I do have a worry that there's this much drama from a subset of the community of it, like the Arknights and Fieldish community before the game is even released. Because usually when the gacha game's coming out and stuff like that, or it's about to come out, it's usually the people that are excited for the game versus all the other communities from the other gacha games. But now we have like people that are excited for Enfield versus all the other communities from the other gacha games, plus a subset of their own community that are also mad at the game. So it's like, fuck, dude, you're kind of like, it's like shit. We're surrounded. But some people said Silver Ash Alter is weak because he didn't do Wizard damage. Damn, that's insane. I ain't gonna lie. Like I mean, he is pretty cracked. I can't lie. Whew. Even Cookie was so mad at how boring the game during the tech test. I never. Yeah, that's interesting. I never really watched a lot of footage from the tech test, so I mean, I guess why I didn't see that.
Where they actually just wanted the game.
I've been a player in Global since the first few weeks. That's more than enough time for me to come to the conclusion that yes, Hypergryph is greedy. You would have to be stupid or delusional to say otherwise, and my honest feelings are complicated. I still play Arknights, and I very much love my dear operators in Arknights, but I hope they stumble and fall flat on their faces with Enfield, at least enough so they won't ever dream of putting a new child first of all. Well, this just seems like someone that would rather them is it. I'm sorry. This seems like someone who is worried that they are going to abandon Arknights in lieu of Enfield. But I don't think they've given us justification when we see that we have 6 more months of content. When we have CN ahead of us, it's kind of easy to see the direction the game is going with Arknights because you can basically just go, okay, well, I'm just going to look 6 months in the future real quick. Okay, cool. They're still making fucking content for the game. All right, tight. Now, obviously, if you look 6 months in the future and look at CN, there's like fuck all for like the next 6 months. You're like, oh shit, kind of bad. But we're kind of using the CN as like a little cheat code to see the future, in essence. Let's say Hypergryph greedy, meanwhile ambient synthesius can win. Yeah. Can we really call it Endfield community when none of us even have played the final version yet? True. Honestly. So that'd be dumb as fuck to think Hypergryph would dip Arknights, considering that the game has so much content to pump out that some nations doesn't even have their own events yet. Also, like, let's be real. I mean, like, I know, like, what's it called, where, like, you could see, like, how much money the company makes and stuff is kind of like a bullshit thing, and it's not actually real true, it's just guesses. But usually Arknights is in, like, the top fucking 10 every single time, so it's not like it's not making money. Motherfucking Arknights is making money. So, there's no real justification why they would abandon Arknights for Enfield. Yet.
Fail. It cultivated a subsection of people who had a very specific idea of what Endfield should have been, based on the early builds, and are now angry about the direction it has taken.
Now, honestly, I'm not sure because I haven't really seen what all the devs posted in the beginning with the technical tests and stuff. But if a subsection of community thinks this is how the game's going to be, it's probably the company's fault for not telling them, but not like not going out of the way, but basically saying, hey, this is a technical test. This is not a final product. I know usually, it's like it's in the corner. This is not the final product. This does not represent the final product. But it's like, hey, we're still updating this game. This is an idea, but we're probably going to change it and stuff. But I don't know what happened in the first like technical test period or the first beta realistically. So it's like I may be missing a lot of. I have like half the picture here, honestly, with this whole drama. To be real.
Newer beta.
They already did that twice? Yeah, okay, then I'm wrong
even
then.
feeling robbed and bitter towards who they feel have robbed them. It is a portion of people that is unwilling to engage with Endfield on its own terms and assess it for what it is. Rather, they dismiss it and disregard it for what it is not. There is a fundamental difference between the two. I understand disliking genres. I am entirely allergic to MMOs, for example.
Oh, man. Come on. Drink the soup. Drink the MMO soup. Get addicted. Lose your life for 6 months. It's fun. Until you come back to reality and you're like, fuck. But I'm okay about the God system. I think it's a fair thing to do for Enfield because although I'm disappointed they didn't stick with the original idea, I think it's a fair trade between high quality characters and story for more money to give to Griffline. That's true. I mean, we also haven't seen the cost. Like, we haven't seen all the tickets or the certs and stuff as well. We haven't seen the cost per polls realistically, and it's going to change. We haven't seen. They kind of showed the rates off, but I bet they're going to change as well. Honestly, I think they will be. There's a lot to expect. I think out of everything I've seen, the one thing that does disappoint me is the gacha system. But not to the extent that I'm like, fuck, man. Why didn't you keep the same thing? It's more so like, okay, well, I was kind of hoping you didn't do that. Now, obviously, it isn't terrible. One thing I'm a little annoyed about is the fact that characters don't roll into the standard banner, because then it kind of makes the standard banner pointless. If you don't roll in characters into them. But also, I understand why they did it. It's harder to produce 3D characters and rig them, so it makes more sense for them to be limited and then just do reruns, honestly. But, we have no idea. I was not expecting Arknights to be this insanely easy to fucking get polls to pull your characters until I'm playing it. I'm like, oh my god, I'm just fucking drowning in money and polls. Well, I wish I was drowning a bit more right now, honestly. But, so, I think this is a wait and see moment, honestly. Also, we'll see what happens because the Chinese are going to be playing the game and being able to spend money and gamble. So we'll see what they do, honestly. We'll see what they do. It still can change since it's beta. Yep, it still can change since it's beta. You get primes from cheating instead. You can skins. We can buy the battle pass for Virginium, so I'm hoping to get skins the same way as Arknights. Oh.
Example. But this is not what is happening. It is making
People are crashing about that character for some reason.
Judgments on a product before it is even out, or you have even played it. It is dismissing Endfield for being an open world dodge battle.
Like, so I think I get what the saying is don't judge a book by its cover. Now, sometimes it's pretty easy to tell when something's gonna be shit, but I think this is a game that's not. If you look at this game as its whole thing and you watch everything, and you watch how it's progressed, I think it's very hard for me to go look at this game and go, ah, it's gonna be shit. Like that's like I do judge a book by its cover sometimes, but this is I'm also gonna do the opposite here and judge a book by its cover, and I this shit looked pretty good. I'm gonna lie. Now obviously we'll wait and see until release, but I'm still excited. So let's go get.
without asking if it is a good entry in that genre. It is a dismissal of the wide web of systems, which the dodge is part of, that shape the overall game experience.
Yeah, like the dodge is not. That's the thing that's kind of funny is like, oh, the dodge is the end all be all of all the mechanics. It's like, no, the dodge is like an aspect of all the mechanics, honestly. It's like, I want to say it's a minor aspect, but it is a aspect. It's like a minimal, it's like mid tier sort of major and stuff. It covers your first experience. What else are new readers meant to judge a book on? Yeah, that's true. That's true. You know, not everyone knows you got to grab a book and flip to the back or flip to the first page to see what's going on. You know, most people just look at the cover. So,
Which cannot be gathered from mere gameplay videos.
real.
Things like team building, ease of getting the character.
I mean, I'll just use Arknights as an example here. Arknights to me looks like a very dull, boring tower defense that I didn't pay attention to. And that's from videos I watched. And I could never understand how active I would have been until I played the game and realized how active I have to be with my characters. And it's one of those things where you can't feel the game until you're playing the game. You can't feel the game through a video. It's hard to do that at least. I mean, some games you can, but you know, I think you know that. You know what I'm talking about. They could have released the game and stopped at beta 1, but now Hypergryph still want to cook. Yeah.
Characters, the elemental system, the combo system, the gear system,
Okay.
the weapon system, the control scheme, the UI, and ease of building those characters.
Yeah, so like this, like, is this, yeah, dodge mechanics, team building, accessibility carriers, element reaction system, combat system, gear system, weapon system, control scheme, and user figures, puzzle building carriers. Yeah, like this is like, there's so many more aspects than just dodge and stuff.
Each one of these aspects has its own identity contributing to the whole. As much as people call games like WoW Genshin clones, they are not,
I still enjoy WoW.
because they differ in these aspects, creating an experience that, while it shares certain core traits, is ultimately different in its game feel and long-term gameplay.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, I like WoW, honestly. I get it, like, people shit on the community, and the community shits back. People don't really like the WoW community. But, like, I had a fun time playing WoW, honestly. I really did. I'll personally reserve my critique until the game comes out, as it already changes so much of the different showcases. I know, like, the game, every time I see new footage of this game, or of Arknights Endfield, it's completely fucking, it's not completely different, but it's pretty close to completely different from the last time. So I'm like, oh my god, you know, what's next? As long as they didn't lock any overpowered items that can break the balance in the paid monthly passes, I've seen many favorite games went to shit, or went that path and started to go or anything else.
And this is just regarding the combat. I am not even mentioning everything else that goes into a gameplay experience.
Yeah.
That being the actual design of the open world, the story, the writing, the content in the open world, the music.
God help us! God help us if it's like Arknights Act 1. True, but man, dude, I feel like in Gachaverse, it's pretty rare. I feel like, especially in 2025, 2024, a lot of the main big gachas coming out, I feel like always stumble in the beginning almost. It's pretty rare that they succeed in the beginning, which is worrying. But plus the fact is they just rewrote the story, they said. Or didn't they rewrite? They did a lot of changes to the story. So I'm like, fuck, dude, you're like 4 months from release and you're changing the story again? Like, I'm not saying I'm worried. I am worried. I'm not saying it's gonna be bad, but a lot of companies that do that before release usually fuck up. Wuwa had a bad story in the beginning because they changed it like 6 months before release. Destiny 1 had a terrible story in the beginning because they fired their writer and decided to write their own story a year before release and completely redid the story and the lore as well, which, you know, fuck. So, you know, there's a bit of worry here, but let them cook, honestly. Let them cook. Super crashed out on the Misha arc that he ended the reading stream early. Oh, yeah, I saw he was doing reading streams. I was kind of curious how those went, honestly. The thumbnail was funny as fuck. I think they shifted the story to tie it to Arknights more closely. I would expect as much, to be honest. Like my game theory, is that we have Enfield on the left here, or sorry, we have Arknights on the left here, and we're slowly progressing this way in the story, and we have Enfield on the right, and I think we're going in backwards. Wait, that sounded weird, but I think we're learning the story in reverse. Kind of like like Amnesia. We got to learn our history and stuff. I think we're gonna meet in the middle. Arknights is gonna progress its story slowly, 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 and Enfield is gonna progress his story, but also learn about the past, and also we're gonna progress forward as well, but also about the past, and then we're gonna meet eventually. We're gonna do it. There's no way you have Arknights Enfield, and Arknights, and something's 100 years in the future, some shit like that, and we don't have a meetup. We don't have a fucking crossover. It's gonna happen. Like it's one of those like bound to happen moments. So like if they never have this shit happen, everyone crashing out. So we're getting a Calcit, Mommy, and Enfield Pog. Oh man.
the graphics and so on. The simple truth is that none of us have enough information to make any judgment, positive or negative. Saying Endfield is Genshin 3.0 and saying Endfield will be amazing and better than everything else on the market would both be uninformed opinions.
Real, yeah.
Though please don't think of my position as enlightened centrism. I hate
People are gonna start calling him a fence sitter soon. Oh man. Oh man. They're gonna start doing shit like that probably in the comments. Oh.
people who sit on the fence and shove it up their ass just as much as the next guy.
I
do believe the game will surpass expectations and be good, but I admit I cannot say that for certain, as it is a conjecture by default, based solely on the trust I have in Hypergryph after witnessing their work for the past 6 years.
Real.
I've seen people say something akin to if I wanted Hoyo Slop, I'd go play Hoyo because they do it better.
Wild statement. I can't believe someone with Jungle Pocket as their PFP would say something as obscene as that. Show some respect, Mira. If you have Jungle Pocket as your PFP, I expect some quality work out of you.
Which is kind of crazy, isn't it? You do
I hope that's
not
Jungle
know
Pocket. I'm
that
pretty sure
the
it's Jungle
game
Pocket.
has never been given the chance to prove itself. I do want to point out that there definitely
I mean, that's also the thing about, games that release in alpha access or early access, and it's kind of like shit. People will decide what that game is based off of that early access preview and not wait around like 2 years and stuff like that to try it, when it's actually technically fully released. And that's the negatives of having an early release or early access or even open public betas, as well as people decide what they view on the game based off of what they experienced in that beta or what they've seen in the beta, even though that's not the finished product.
exists an even smaller subsect of people
Ooh, look at me screenshot. See. The most hated Arknights Enfield YouTuber having the most based video. I think it's also a big difference between alpha test, beta test, or just the vague early access. That's true. I think alpha access or alpha test, beta test, early access, these words have gotten meshed so much by game studios that no one really understands what they truly used to mean and stuff. So it's hard to tell now. It's about elitism. Wait, no. It's about elitism. They want to feel superior to Hoyo games. Do not be mistaken for most of the whiners. It was never about artistic integrity. It was always about the game appealing to them specifically and thus one-upping the Hoyo slump. To be honest, lads, it makes me a little bit sense to whine about blueprints and Enfield. What's the difference? People who don't know how to base build will probably look up YouTube anyways on how to base build. If you can base build, blueprints aren't for you. Game is taking shape, the princessy. I'll be honest, I don't have Twitter or X or most social media. A lot more peaceful that way, I'll be real. Plus, I can't get canceled on Twitter if I don't have a fucking Twitter.
this is just an ego thing, and they wanted to feel superior to the perceived Hoyo Slop games.
God, dude. Hoyo, Genshin Impact has done things to the Gacha verse that have been amazing for the Gacha verse, but also fucking terrible for the Gachaverse at the same time. You know, it's a two-way street there, man. Fuck. And sometimes one side of the lane is a bit wider than the other, and it fucking sucks. So, yeah.
The more and more Endfield becomes closer to a mainstream 3D gacha, the less they can parade it around as their unique game that Hoyo could never.
Ooh.
This is not a conspiracy. We have seen it before in, for example, the Wuthering Waves community, where a small group of people do not truly care about the inherent qualities of the game. Rather, the game is a vehicle for their elitism and ego.
Yeah.
Such a group definitely started to form in the Endfield community as well,
Uh-huh.
especially thanks to all the tribalism that was still.
Ooh, the first screenshot has hit the tower. Not really, but like the first call out here. Man, Tobaro's videos were really well done, but they had an effect on the community that I don't think is recoverable. Because if you look at it, his two videos being very hypercritical of the game or of the dodge mechanic system were like insane. They popped the fuck off, like 200,000 views and stuff like that. But his video afterwards going, you know what? I don't care about I don't care about the dodge. It's fine. It is what it is. I don't care. That video he posted only got like 30,000 views. So you have like these 190,000 people that still haven't seen that and still think, because it was a really well done video. So they're like, oh, fuck, dude, he's probably right and stuff. So yeah, that's the shitty thing. Is what it's done in essence. I think whether Toboro once wanted it or not, he has become the figurehead of this movement. Whether he's been put into that position, and whether he wants to be it or not, he's stuck there. Honestly, so yeah. Anyways, continue on.
Up at the beginning of the Dodge controversy.
Very
However,
difficult.
these people are not nearly important enough, impactful enough, or numerous enough to really get into. I am merely mentioning them for completion.
Okay.
I made a Twitter post about them, and that's all they're gonna get. Had the Dodge controversy never happened, I doubt we would have ever seen so much complaint about the factory blueprints either. A lot of the arguments against and even in favor of the blueprints reach so far out they become street hazards for satellites. They peer in.
Yeah, like it's kind of funny is like the dodge, some of the aspects for the points made, I could kind of agree with or like understand why they're made. But I'll be real, the blueprint system arguments, I'm like, I feel like we're kind of throwing out of left field here. I'll be real. Like I think like now that the dodge issues have been settled, I feel like we're kind of reaching for a new issue with the blueprint system.
To their crystal ball and envision a future in which the factory is left behind.
Tell you what's gonna happen. Ooh, I'll tell you what's going to happen. Base building will matter to the devs for maybe 6 months. Then next big update, it will get completely sidelined, and the only thing left from then on will be open world action gacha game with subpar combat. I don't know what N.452 means, but oh wait, actually never mind. Okay. I mean, I'll be real. After this beta, the combat looked pretty fucking goated. And I see down there, or perhaps they even okay, I'll say.
Or perhaps even deleted, like the ZZZ TV mode.
I'll raise you this though, okay? Leading up to ZZZ, when people got to try it out, a lot of content creators and people were not too happy with the TV mode leading up to it. From what I've seen, leading up to this game, a lot of people are interested and are excited for the base building mode. So it's, that's also that factor as well. Plus, Hoyo is a completely different company than Hypergryph, and how they treat things in game is completely different. So expecting, I don't know why people expect Hypergryph to act like Mihoyo for Enfield instead of act like themselves for just their last game they made. So it's like, why do you think that Hypergryph will treat Enfield as Mihoyo treats their own games? It's like, well, we have an example here with Arknights on how they treat their own games. Just use that as a fucking example to see how it's going to be. TV system was also never properly advertised, whereas the factory has been in every trailer. That's true. That is true. I mean, why are you speculating when the game is not designed by you? Yeah, yeah. It's not like these opinions are popular anyways. It's a random guy on Twitter with 6 likes. That's true. That is fucking true. I completely fucking missed that. Um, yeah, like 6 fucking likes and 4 comments. L take November 1st as well, bro. This man watched the beta and still decided to say this. How can you say the combat, dude? I'll be honest. I was a little worried about the combat until I saw the arts reactions and the physical reactions. I was like, okay, I'm a little sold. I ain't gonna lie.
like the mystical boogeyman of the Hoyo players will ruin the game over time. Such fear is perfectly fair, don't get me wrong, I am not here to invalidate it. I can see where the arguments come from. The current gacha space has itself made people jaded and cynical. We've seen it with Genshin, we've seen it with Wuthering Waves, we've seen it with Stella Sora, we've seen it with GFL2, we've seen it with HSR.
The only game I've ever played on this list is Wuthering Waves. Never played Genshin in my life. I was at work during COVID, so I had a life. Stella Sora, I saw the drama, didn't really interact. Scrolls Frontline 2, didn't play it. Star Rail, thank God I didn't play that.
And many more. There is solid ground for the Doom posting to stand on. However, far too many people
Holy
parrot it around
paragraphs.
as prophecy. In reality, we simply do not know. There are slippery slope arguments.
Yeah, there are a lot of game devs making posts going, yeah, this game's ass. The people that say they know how this game's gonna end as if they were game devs themselves. It's kind of funny, actually. I don't know. Fuck, dude. I don't know how you can pop off that much, the right paragraphs that big, to be real. That's impressive. And about something you're mad about, honestly. They're
To be made in favor of the blueprints as
future
well.
scholars.
I could argue that having blueprints actually allows the developers to go even more into the factory management.
Okay.
It
I see
gives
where you're cooking.
freedom to get complex.
Dude, when I saw the water system, I popped the fuck off, all right? When I say I fucking love Satisfactory. And when I saw water, that shit added a whole nother level. What you don't get it. If you haven't played a factory game, adding a whole new element into the system like water changes everything. All right. And I get it's like a wooling only thing, but fuck. Dude, I'm fucking excited. It's gonna be fun. Now, obviously, will I blueprint? Probably and stuff. But am I gonna experiment? Fuck yeah, I am. I'm gonna experiment. And also, we're forgetting there's a whole tower defense side. People they didn't show this off too much, but you can set up turrets and attack enemies. People keep forgetting about that shit. All right. There's also the tower defense factor as well. And to be honest, when it comes to that side, people are gonna want to set up turrets themselves. They're not gonna follow some fuck ass blueprint. Games like Factorio have blueprints. It only makes the game better. True.
With it without risking alienating the casual player base who would still have the blueprints to fall back on.
Now, I do think this. Pixel Tree brought this up, and I thought it was a really good point. I think this should be a benefit if you manually build your base over someone that just uses a blueprint. Honestly, I think I can understand that. Um, like I don't know what that would be to be real. Maybe using a blueprint costs a certain resource or something like that. I'm not so actually. That's probably not a great idea to be real. Maybe more benefits. I'm not really sure how I would want it. But I would like me experimenting to be a bit more rewarded than just copying a design offline, but not to the extent where it's like, okay, well, I have to fucking build my own shit, and I get forced into this system as well. It's kind of like an extra little, a little cherry on top. Some sprinkles on those cupcakes, baby. That's what I'm thinking. Something like that. People just mainly copy builds and get the bonus anyways. I mean, yeah, but like you're still doing the work, so it's probably fine. I don't know. Maybe just achievements. Maybe it's just achievements. It's like, instead of like maybe to get the achievements for like they have like let's say 100 achievements or something like that or medals for the base building factory system and half of them you can get while using blueprints, but the other half you can only get by building your own way. So, that's for people that want to like 100% the game or completionists. They can interact with the factory system and actually build shit versus people that just use blueprints. So you're not like losing out on resources, you're just losing out on like show off points and stuff. I think that might be a good way to do it as well, to be honest. But let's keep going.
Too. I could argue the base in Arknights has not been abandoned.
People are still fighting about 243 and 252. The game's been out for 6 fucking years. Like, I don't think we're gonna meta the fuck out of the. We're gonna meta, but there's gonna be options, you know.
Despite how incredibly few people engage with it as evidence of this premonition. But again, who knows?
Do we know if bases are in set areas where you can just make bases anywhere? I've not followed that much. I've actually also not followed that much. I think you can create so your main factory bases. I think there are sort of like not set areas, but like pretty obvious areas where you would build one. But they also mentioned you can go out of the factory zone and find resource nodes and set up like mining points there as well. I haven't seen any footage about that because I probably haven't been looking it up. But yeah, they are set areas. Okay. Cool.
There is one fair criticism of the blueprint system, however, and that is how it affects
There's also outposts as well. There's also outposts. There's also managing the stock market. And I'm really curious because they said as it dips and as it rises and stuff, is it the players? Like all the community is what causes it to go up and down? Or is it like, hey, this is just for each individual world, they have their own, rhythm to it and stuff like that? Like, is it like a set rhythm, or is like the players themselves can fuck the market? Like, oh boy, if the players themselves could cook the market, I think we're reaching into a level of oh boy.
rewards. Technically speaking, you are rewarded more by copying a popular, efficient community blueprint compared to doing it yourself, which will inevitably be much less efficient compared to a random casual that just copy-pasted from a CN Sweatlord. In this environment, you are rewarded for disengaging with the system. Objectively, it's not very good game design in the way it exists right now. Still, even with this truth established, the game is single player.
I still think people keep thinking building the factory is the key mechanic of the whole regional system. I think the other way around. I think it's an aspect, kind of like how the dodge is, but I don't think it's to the level people treat it as. I think it is very important, but I don't think it's the end all by means mechanic, like key mechanic and stuff. I think it's going to be probably, like the stock trading system or upgrading your world or that tower defense that they kind of showed us, but they haven't really shown us, like outposts and stuff. So there's also a question about what resources you want to farm for the factory. Surely not all factories will be the same. True. And to be, never mind.
And you alone shape what your experience looks like.
Real.
Kind of a related example.
Right.
Monster Hunter Wilds introduced 2 new things to the series. A bird that is able to pick you up when you get hit and sent to the ground, and crippling performance issues.
Oh, I could bitch about Wilds for fucking hours, man. World was amazing. One of the best, probably the best title they've ever put out for Monster Hunter. I loved it. It's like hundreds of hours into it. I love World. Wilds, I'm not too happy. Go.
While there isn't much to do about the latter, I just refuse to use this fucking bird to pick me up.
Yeah.
I think this mechanic sucks, and it removes a lot of the risk from hunts, making an easy game even easier. So, even if on paper I am
I mean, it doesn't even really feel like you're hunting fucking monsters anymore. World made you feel like you were hunting goddamn monsters, man. And you had levels. World was a very vertical game. Wilds is a very wide, expansive game, but it's not that vertical. It's very flat. And that's obviously because of the mounts and stuff. But also there's other things they did that just doesn't I could crash out every day. But, if I crash out on Wilds, I'm going to be playing at like 45 frames.
rewarded more for disengaging with the combat and letting the secret erase my mistakes, I can choose not to, and I am having a more...
I don't know why he's not using a greatsword, though. Like, it's the best fucking weapon in the game. So, fuck.
More personally satisfying experience for it, even if I am at a disadvantage. Admittedly though, this is kind of a cope. Those features are still bad game design, and they are still in the game, but it is so...
And it's the least of the problems. The secret mechanic is the least of the problems Wilds have. I think if, let's say, the dodge issue still an issue in Enfield, and the blueprint system is still an issue in Enfield, I think those would be the least of the biggest issues, probably. To be honest, like if they are an issue rolling into launch, I think they're going to be way down lower. Let's be honest here, all right? They're not going to be the number one, the number two issues. They're going to be at the fucking bottom of that list, like fucking 10 or 11 and stuff. So I don't know. We'll wait and see, as we say. Let them cook.
Something worth mentioning, that it is not a crippling game issue that will make it impossible for you to enjoy
Not gonna lie, when they added blueprint system, it's like they're doubling down on the base building aspect. True.
the game, unlike what some people make it sound like. But there is an elephant in the room yet to address.
W.
Some people would ask a very simple question. What company would ever make content for something only a small portion
The dev team will just see that 99% of the players won't interact with the factory part and be like, wow, no one cares about it. Why expand on it, lol? We'll see in a year anyway once in the dump and forgotten. I mean, that's what Mihoyo does.
of the player base engages with?
Let's see.
On paper, it
I'm gonna
makes
guess.
no sense.
And
Well, I have your answer. Hypergryph. They have shown repeatedly
I just don't get why people look at Enfield, made by Hypergryph, made by the people that made Arknights, and they love Arknights to death, but they're terrified that Hypergryph is going to act like Mihoyo for Enfield. It just, the math doesn't add up here. Like I can see some of the points on the graph here, but there's so little points. There's so many more points. Like it's like boom, 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 boom. There's so many more points to go, hey, this makes complete sense that they would do a really good job of the game and they'd care about the smallest things because they did the exact same thing in Arknights. While the points for like them acting like Mihoyo are like 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 and stuff. It just I don't get it. Don't forget Hypergryph is a music company first. Some people just like the Griff reviews, sadly. That's fair. It's just how this really not started, I would say, but how this really popped the fuck off was from an Arknights creator. So it's just odd. But I feel like most of the people who are making these complaints are from other gacha games. Most of us who play Arknights trust Hypergryph to make Enfield good. That's true. It's just like there were complaints, but I think they really fucking. I think the video, which you all know the videos we're talking about, which started this whole situation initially, was the thing that people that don't play Arknights latch on to get to give themselves some credence and stuff.
that they will do that in Arknights across 6 years. They will update SSS, they will update reclamation algorithm and are currently working on reclamation algorithm 3. They just updated IS2, a 4-year-old mode, and the base still gets pretty regular updates. This is in spite of the utterly
didn't we just come out of beta? I think we did just come out of beta. I hate that we're discussing the features of a game that are basic as fuck, like it's a thing that's the worst type of mechanic to add to the game.
amount of people who actually engage with that content. The same goes for the story. In Arknights, the story is not presented like in a 3D gacha, meaning that you are forced to engage with it as you progress through gameplay. In Arknights, gameplay and the story are separated, and thusly, very few people actually read the story. Hypergryph knows this, and despite the fact a very small amount of people engage with it, the story has only been improving over time.
Not like I could read it with fucking that speed.
Has a strong track record of catering to small minorities in their games.
What the fuck am I looking at?
If there is of catering to
what the fuck is this shit? Is this an event? Or is this just like a whole new fucking like stage or some shit? RA? I don't know what RA is. I don't know what this is. Reclamation algorithm? Oh, reclamation algorithm. Oh. Another year of your life? Oh my god. RA is not real. That thing is IS tab. RA is wild. So it could have been any video. That one was just the one that drew the most. True. Another mode. Oh my god. Another
minorities
mode.
in their games. So, if there is any company I would consider trusting to keep updating the factory, even though there's blueprints, it is the company that updating the factory.
I want them to cook even harder. I want every single one of these buildings right here to have levels, upgradable levels with speed, where it's like, oh, if you're at level 3, you're 3 times faster. And I don't like that it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, has 5 slots on each side. Let's start with 1. And then when you get to level 2, you get like 3. And then when you get to level 3, you get like 5 slots on both sides. Let's make this fucking harder, baby. Make it harder. Okay.
Even though there's blueprints, it is the company that keeps improving the story in Arknights, despite the skip button and the fact few people actually read it. Hey, Super from the future here. If
they should make them tetronomos, and for you to rotate shapes. Oh my god. Oh my god, that would be
if you think about it, blueprints are kind of
Wishadel.
Bear with me here.
Okay.
Both the factory blueprints and the operator Wishadel from Arknights share the same
shapes.
space in the ecosystem of the game.
Okay.
That space apparently being a memetic agent that causes certain people to act in a certain way. That way being something along the lines of caring way too much how other people play a single player game. Be it Arknights players shaming those who use Wishadel, or Endfield not actually players yet, shaming people who plan to use blueprints in the future. Mind you, what I am saying now is entirely detached from anything inherent to the blueprints or how they will affect the game.
Okay.
This Super from the Future segment is about the social community aspect of it. It seems
I was like, I fix my hat. I'm itchy. Okay. It seems this subset of people is perplexed.
this subset of people is perplexed as to why someone would ever choose to play Endfield but skip the factory management, equating it to downloading a puzzle game like Portal 2, only to then watch a guide for every puzzle, thusly skipping the appeal of the game. Beyond the fact that someone could be playing Portal 2 just for the story and the character interactions, I should not have to explain why this is a bad comparison. Truth is, for as much as you want it to be, Endfield is not a factory builder. Endfield is an open world action RPG with factory builder elements.
Let's just confirm this real quick, actually. Let's just do this. Boom, pow. Give me 1 second. Let me scroll down. Scrolling down in the city I see. Boom. Kapow. I see they changed. Real-time 3D RPG with strategic elements published by Griffline. Do you have they post anything? No, they haven't. Yep.
Therefore, there is quite a wide variety of.
My biggest disagreement here is that Enfield is not an open world, but close enough. Oh. The whole blueprint thing kind of reminds me of Elden Ring and that mimic thing. Oh my god, I forgot about that drama. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Fuck. I think, yeah, it's kind of like zones. Like, if you played like Borderlands and stuff, kind of similar to that. Or Guild Wars 2 as well. Kind of like that. Post before, it's Captive Force now, sadly.
Reasons for which someone might want to play Endfield that are not the factory building. They could be the action combat, the characters, the story, the lore, the open world exploration, or even something else I haven't thought of. I've seen people play games just for the photo mode.
I don't know how you do that, but okay. Whew. If you don't want to engage with factory gameplay, then why the fuck are you playing a game that heavily focuses on factory gameplay? It's clear that you think the overwhelming majority focus is on combat, but in terms of how much time the player should expect to spend on factory combat, they are roughly equal. I mean, okay. Not only to want an actually unique game, you are the elitist if you think your opinion matters more than the people who want the game to actually be what it was originally advertised as. They would rather have the game be okay, as and the people who financially support this company to be able to develop this game in the first place. You were responsible for the degradation of a unique experience people like me were hoping for. So you'd rather have the game be what you want it to be than it to succeed. And to be honest, if the game doesn't succeed, you're just going to drop it anyways. It doesn't make any sense either. It's like, okay, if you don't want to engage the factory gameplay, then why the fuck are you playing a game that heavily focuses on factory gameplay? Okay, if you're going to use that logic, fucking Satisfactory heavily focuses on factory gameplay and has blueprints. Like, so the comment drips of hypocrisy. It does, honestly. It does. The comment here is fucking. This is a stupid fucking comment, honestly. I'm playing the Final Fantasy mode just to play Mahjong Law. The catcher machine, though he do is a problem.
So, to shame or shun people for not engaging with the factory, I feel is not appropriate behavior, when there are plenty of reasons someone would play the game outside of the factory. Endfield is not like a puzzle game. There is much more outside of the factory. So, am I saying Endfield is good or will be good for certain? No, obviously not. I simply do not have the information to make that judgment.
I think this video is kind of. I mean, obviously it's a nuanced analysis of the drama, outrage, and commentary, but we're kind of. I feel like this video is kind of bringing us back to the center, instead of on this hard side where it's like this game's gonna fucking die, it's dog shit. It's like, well, we don't know that yet. Let's bring us back to center. Let's line up in this center line here real quick. All right, let's think about this. Calm down. He's also not saying, oh, the game's gonna be amazing. It's like, okay, let them cook. Let's bring them back to the center. All right.
Call. I am saying that this most recent stream has shown me the Endfield community.
Would you say he's sitting on the fence? God damn it. No, he's being smart. That's what he's being. Well, he's being reasonable. That's what he's being.
Community has a subset of people who are bitter, gloomy, and elitist about losing a perfect version of Endfield they had in their minds.
Yeah, they decided how the game was going to be a year and a half before the game even came out, basically. It's just like, okay. Like,
or that they feel was stolen
Arknights most hated
from
YouTuber,
them.
by the way.
But why do those people feel robbed?
I get why he's hated. He's too fucking reasonable. Like, fuck. But
Exactly. Well, it is because of what I explained before. The technical tests were very different. They showed what was essentially an entirely different game, one they deemed unique and special, not falling.
yeah, even Wuthering Waves beta access looked completely fucking different. And it was like, I think it was like 6 months. No, it was like 5 months before release or something like that. Yeah, it was like 5 months. The game looked completely fucking different. And then it released. So it's like expecting the game to stay the same from your idea of it a year and a half out from release is just insane. I find the most hated creators the most reasonable types if you watch their content. Yeah, honestly. That unless you can play yourself, all you can do is speculate. Yeah.
Into the Hoyoverse trap, while still holding up a high standard when it came to animations and graphics. But
I do hope they pop off.
think about it. Could
I do hope they pop off a bit more on the sound effects and the sound effects and the visual effects. I want some oomph, I want to feel it when I attack an enemy, if you know what I mean. You feel it when you hit the enemy. I want to feel it, But yeah, And the biggest reason for the drama and massive divide in the community is probably the massive genre difference between the tech test and the beta test. Yeah, that's true.
Game like that, only catering to a niche but loyal player base, support the budget required for this level of quality.
Yeah.
And that's the crux of it. Budget required for this level.
Is that a dam or a wall? And I wonder what we're blocking with it, honestly. Look at the dam.
Of quality. And that's the crux of it. Endfield needs to succeed. The game is a high-budget, high-end AA live service game.
Yep.
And therefore,
The waterfall?
Endfield needs to succeed in a way Arknights never had to. And to sustain its own budget, there have to be sacrifices to be made. It's like a lot of these people expected some sort of perfect world where Endfield can be both a high-budget, wonderfully made and gorgeous game, while also being a niche little passion project factory builder.
Yeah, like I'll be honest, they put a lot of eggs in the basket. Going into a 3D open world game is like the biggest fucking thing in Gacha. That's like the most costly. So they're gonna have to pop off a lot, and be a big earner. To the extent like it's actually crazy because like Arknights, I would say, is like a top 10 earner. I would usually say. I feel like Enfield's gonna have to be like a top 5 earner to sustain. Maybe depending on how much they're using, because like I don't know. It just depends on the rate they push out content, what type of content they push out. I hope I really hope they stay with the Arknights levels of pushing out content, as in it stays in the fucking game. Cause Genshin Impact, all these games, they have these events, they have these things that happen, and they're just gone. And they like either never come back or they get reran once a year, and the rewards change, so you're never gonna get the rewards of the old events. And it's kind of like, okay, well, that's boring. Or the story just disappears, and you're like, fuck. It's like Destiny with seasons. It's like, god damn it, dude. Why do you content vault in Destiny 2? Fucking god. All right, but anyways, Arknights is current number 6 revenue wise. Yeah, it's like they make plenty of money. So I don't know what type of money these guys are gonna need to be making, but they have passion. Arknights is a 6-year-old game. Hypergryph knows how to manage their game. That's true. I highly doubt they'll do that. Yeah, yeah. Like I mean, like that. Like that's. It's an unnecessary worry of me worrying about that. To be real. Yeah.
Game with strategic niche combat gameplay. The two can't truly coexist, unfortunately. And mind you, I'm not defending exist, unfortunately. And mind you, I'm not defending the new gacha system or the battle pass.
Yeah.
The new gacha system is 100% a step back, introducing FOMO which did not exist.
Essentially, characters now mostly limited, like in Hoyo games. However, each character will be live for 3 full banner rotations, assuming each cycle length is the same as Hoyo. This means each character's life for around 2 months. Yeah. It's disappointing. I'll be real, because it's like the disappointing thing about like Hoyo game, or like like Hoyo games and Wuthering Waves, is that there's a standard banner and it never fucking changes. It's literally just the standard characters that came on release, and it stays the same. Versus like Arknights, where they get slowly shuffled in the standard banner. Even pulling on the standard banner is not a bad fucking thing, honestly. Now, obviously, it's not as great as saving for limited, but pulling for standard, which to be honest, I'm doing that right now. But pulling for standard is not a bad thing. It's because like, oh, I'll get a new. There's a pretty good chance I'll get a new character and stuff. So it is disappointing. It also makes me kind of go like, okay, so why do you have a standard banner if none of the characters are going to be added into it? I bet it's only the 6 stars, so I bet like 5 stars will get added to the fucking standard banner. Same with the 4 stars. If they added more 4 stars, because they're kind of treating 4 stars like 3 stars or 2 stars. Episode 2, remember the interview with Des about IS where they talk about avoiding this? But wait and see. Also, we still have to wait and see the cost per polls, how the search system works, how everything works. I'm hoping they kind of lean harder. Like yeah, I get it. This is kind of like the Genshin Impact, the Wuthering Waves, like gotcha system. But can we like lean into the Arknights a little bit with the fucking certs, man? Let's lean into the Arknight stuff for the certs, but maybe, like maybe the search system where you can, you got like 100 days gold search, you can get the new limited character, or not limited character, but one of the not the limited character, but the other character, But anyways, yeah. I'm high on copium, so I hope they'll eventually add characters to the standard pool. Yeah, my personal hope is that Hypergryph treats the operators in Endfield the way they treat Endvents in Arknights. We get the they leave, they rerun, and then they become standard. That's my hopium. I'm most interested in the extraction game mode. They talked about it and see how much staff we get. Exactly, the extraction game mode kind of gives me the vibes of I think it was Annihilation is what it's called, where you can go pull resources and polls in there and stuff like that. Maybe. We're gonna have a problem like Genshin where 5 or 6 stars takes more than a year to even get a rerun, and that's everyone. Yeah, I think as long as if they can add at least 5 stars to the standard banner, I'll be okay with that. Enough. It will suck to wait like a year for like you have like 2 months you can pull the new limited characters, but you have to wait like fucking a year to come back to it. So yeah, like just like the kernels and stuff. I mean, the kernels is a lot more expensive than it was beforehand. Like they added a lot more characters in kernel now. I mean, like fucking some of these banners stay the same in like Genshin Impact and stuff like that, and the standard never fucking changes. So I don't know. I will wait and see on the gacha. I'm disappointed how they've explained the gacha system to me. I am a little disappointed, but I will also wait and see to see the complete version of the product as well.
Prior, and the Battle Pass, while it does pay for itself,
Yeah, it's kind of like the Fortnite Battle Pass. I'll be real, the Fortnite Battle Pass pays for itself. If you can keep just as long as you lock the fuck in, you get everything on the Fortnite banner. You only cost you the cost of the first purchase, the Fortnite banner, and you could just buy the next Fortnite banner, every single banner, season pass every single time. So as long as you're committed. Being disappointed in something that's free and not out yet is so ultra modern. I have no idea what that means, honestly. But okay. uh, well, it's not like I'm disappointed in it. I'm disappointed that it was not what I was hoping it would be. I would say is what I meant to say probably there, honestly.
meaning you only need
I've been chaining battle passes and hunt showdown since release too. Seems like the common practice these days. Yeah.
to buy it once if you are diligent with your logins, still leaves
Yeah.
a bad taste in my mouth and is an inherent.
The point of Battle Pass is to establish routine and habit much of akin. Oh, I like login rewards. It also triggers FOMO through time limited rewards and exploits the sunk cost fallacy. I already did this so much of the Battle Pass, might as well finish it. Yeah. The Battle Pass paying for itself is a double-edged sword, as well as on one hand, you only got to buy it once. On the other hand, it pushes you even more to finish the Battle Pass, otherwise you have to pay for the next month again. True.
Predatory
Or you can finish it, then buy it. You finish the Battle Pass, then you buy it.
business module due to its nature. Before you even think it, which at this point were like 20 minutes in the video, so you probably...
Basically, he was hurt by Diablo 4 monetization. First of all, you should just go play PoE 2 instead. Second of all, that's it.
Thought about it. This video is not a hit piece.
Wait, hold on a second.
You even think it, which at this point were like 20 minutes in the video, so you probably thought about it. This video is not a hit piece or a subtweet on Top War. The guy himself, for as much as he's...
Hey, Super Alt, if you're reading this, people don't hate you for your opinions. People hate you because you're a cunt and you do not behave like an adult. And frankly, I'm embarrassed to share a continent with you. Yeah. Is this a Discord post? Or is it a tweet? I actually can't tell. See, like, this is like unnecessary aggro, honestly. It's kind of like, okay, dude. Like, it's a comment, maybe just lose an ounce of respect for Tovo. Let that sink in. Discord probably, yeah. So he was finally hated like how he's supposed to be. Well, yeah. It seems the rage bait worked on the super videos. He got someone at least to hate him. But this is just a bad look, honestly.
Seems to viscerally hate.
This is back in April. I think. Well, he's European, so this is probably day, this is month, and then this is year. Okay, so this is probably what is it, August? Yeah. I'm American. We do month, day, then year. I know. We're the greatest.
Has repeatedly proven he has critical thinking skills and is sharing his criticism in good faith. He himself has realized the dodge drama is stupid.
I ain't gonna lie, it's smart as fuck for Supa to be like complimenting him while also cooking him in the video, while also showing receipts of Tobo basically crashing out on him. It's like, oh my god, dude, fucking Supa has cooked up a fucking like 9-course meal here for him, and it's fucking he's gonna have to eat it all. Whoosh.
And doesn't matter. However, it is undeniable the effects those videos
Yeah, so the video, the death knell of Gacha games and the whole dodge stuff popped the fuck 251K views. Actually, but if you go, actually, you know what? I'll just do this. I'm not theorizing. I'm making an example without showing proof. Let me just pull this up real quick, okay? So I can just show you all exactly what I mean, and people don't. There we go. So videos. Death knell of Gacha games 251K. You are the problem with Arknights Enfield's dodge 95K. Unfortunately, devs listened. This is where he was like, okay, the dodge thing was stupid. I don't care. It's fine. It is what it is. Only got 33K. So a majority of the populace, a huge population of people who watch this video seeing these two videos. But no, the substantial less portion have seen this one. So they can't go, okay, I watch this, and then I watch this, and go, okay, well, he doesn't care anymore. It's probably fine. I understand the reason behind it. Cool. But they watch these two and they go, okay, yeah, fucking I'm on board and stuff like that. And not many people saw this one. So they're still kind of not puppeting these thoughts, but they're still, this is what they've interacted with the drama. They haven't interacted with this side where he's just like, okay, it is what it is, stuff. I also don't get what, even this video, he even said, hey, the combat looks great. So, yeah.
have had on a lot of
His title is still very negative. I mean, yeah, but like, who doesn't fucking, what's the word I'm looking for? Try to pull people in to watch your video, spicy title, spicy thumbnail, gets people to watch. I mean, it's like the YouTube algorithm thing. I think the content itself, where he pops where Tobero actually gets really fucking angry about the issues, is more so the bigger issue than the fact that it's just like a thumbnail and the title, because that's just to get people to watch the video. It's like clickbaity, but it's like, who doesn't do clickbaity very hard? Apology videos also go very hard. True. I don't fucking know if he's good. Tobero's just drama farming now. I honestly don't know, to be honest. I don't know. I think he's gonna have to just decide where he wants to stand on this, and he's gonna have to lock the fuck in, because there's a road this is going down where most people can kind of see how this ends up, I'll say. And if he continues on this path, he's gonna fucking burn a lot of people. The receipts here that Supa showed probably burned a lot of people, a lot of content creators from interacting with Tobo, honestly. It's kind of one of those unspoken things. You don't really shit talk other creators, to be real. But, yeah, he's digging, but he has no shovel yet. Shit, I think, yeah.
people.
From integrated strategies, tournament champ to drama slop, that's funny. Yeah, I think he acknowledges his mistake and probably do him good. I think, even then, I don't know. It's not like he doesn't. You don't like. We don't. The point is not to go, hey, you need to acknowledge your mistake and stuff like that. Because it's like, okay, you have to say sorry and apologize. I don't think that is what should happen and stuff like that. I think he just needs to take a chill pill, because when he goes off, he goes off. I mean, he goes on rants and he gets a little fucking The points Toboro makes, he makes as if they're definitive proof, and he makes them very he calls people out. He calls a segment of a community out. He's very angry at that group of people, and he calls them names. And it's like, that's not good. He needs to keep his own opinion himself. I mean, that's fair. I mean, there's a way to disagree with something and put it in a good video and not crash the fuck out. I mean, even I think it was not the death knell, it was the other one video where it literally had a section called crash out. It literally was titled crash out. So it's like, okay. You didn't seem to fucking care. You don't want arguments and call people idiots. Yeah, like, you can put together a concise, good video on why you don't like something, and then you just talk with the people in the comments, and then you ban the people that say kill yourself or fuck you, I hate you and stuff. So it's pretty straightforward. I think Tobo lacks emotional control. I'm not gonna get into like that, honestly. He already manages mistakes from a talk with Kukukaze, but he's easily triggered by rage baiting drama slop idiots. I mean, even after taking the Cookie twice, he still did it even after Cookie warned him. I mean, yeah, that's how you fuck yourself over. If a substantial group of the Arknights creators kind of go, "Hey man, calm down," and you go, "No, shit, it's on you at this point."
due to them, perhaps, being a little unnecessary.
Oh, second screenshot has hit the towers. Fuck. Supa is the only Arknights content creator in existence I will actively shit on. He is unnecessarily and overwhelmingly negative about everything related to the game. His content is miserable, and I cannot for the life of me understand why he has such a following. That's kind of funny. I'll be honest. It's if you think a little bit about Supa's videos, you can kind of see what they are for themselves. Um, and I don't think it's that, to be real. And also talking shit about other content creators, like to this extreme, I would say. Like you can be like, hey, I disagree with some of these content creators. Like if he was like, oh, I disagree with Supa's videos, they kind of annoy me. I'm not too big of a fan. I think it's reasonable. But going like this in a Discord where everyone can see is like shit. At 0046, this is almost 1 a.m., dude. Like you need to like this is back in 2024 as well. Mid 2024. Because Supa has a gummy gimme. Supa isn't negative about the game. He just leans into the total end game and compares units if they have them all. He's very open about that. I've just stopped watching him. Yeah, sure. It's like if you don't like someone, you just stop watching them. It's like there's some like I'll be honest, there's some content creators like other games that I used to watch all the time, and then they pissed me off, and I was like, I just don't want to watch their videos anymore. It's not like I'm gonna go comment their videos or go on my Discord and shit talk them and stuff. I'm just gonna go, okay, let me just click on unsubscribe real quick and then call it a day, you know. And some content creators get more grace periods, like if they fuck up and piss me off, I'm like, okay, I really don't like that, but I'll keep watching you. But if it's like round 3, round 4 of pissing me off, be like, all right, I'm done. But yeah, kind of ironic, not gonna lie. Can imagine people actively hate watch something. I don't know how people hate watch something. Like you only got 24 hours in a day, and like 8 of those you need sleep. So he was very honest about Arknights. He will call out the worst part of Arknights and shit on, and he will say Arknights is his favorite gacha game. But Supa just called Toboro's waifu trash, and that is the reason why he's so mad. Yeah, everyone is still here after the shot. Shut the fuck up. Oh my fuck you.
And overwhelmingly negative. An Endfield video that does not go over his channel would simply be incomplete. On the
Yeah.
China Joy stream reaction video, there was a pinned comment.
This video was depressing. I'll be honest. I watched it like a long time ago when it first came out, and he was just depressed the entire way through. It was kind of depressing to watch, honestly. Back then, I hated his voice and accent, only that, but I just screwed it over time. I'll be honest, yeah. First time I watched the stupid video, I understood like 2/3 of it, not actually like a third of it, because I just didn't understand what he was saying. Thank God he has, what are these called? Subtitles in the bottom. But also, I'm getting used to the voice now. It's that Italian accent. It's very deep. Italian Supla is OP. Yeah, he's a very deep accent. I'm American as well, so you know how Americans are with accents. We don't understand them. I know other Europeans don't have issues to understand much. That's fair. Yeah. I mean, that's like, yeah, that's like obvious. I'm American, man. We know like one language. But we know half of one language. Yeah, we're pretty good. Like, bro, wake up. The game's not even out yet.
Explaining that Toboro disabled comments on the video to avoid negativity.
I didn't know it. Oh.
It said something along the lines that
Is that me or
on
the
the
video?
video to avoid negativity. It said something along the lines that he saw too much doom and gloom for his taste, and he still wants people to be excited for Endfield like he is. Here is a screenshot.
Damn it. Another screenshot. Comments have been turned off. Dude. Fucking god damn it, dude. You get so many like never turn Supa into your enemy. Or not even an enemy. At this point, like I don't think like Supa like Toboro is like Supa's enemy. I think this was like he said, it's to talk about the drama of Enfield, it is necessary to bring up Toboro because of the impact he's had on the space. Anyways, been reflecting over the past few days. I stand by everything I've said in all my Enfield videos. That hasn't changed, but the videos do not exist in isolation from each other. It's become clear to me from recent comments that my presentation has caused a lot more doom and gloom than I previously thought. It'd be very understandable for someone who doesn't know much about Enfield to get a very bad impression of the game if my videos are their only context. See, I mentioned that. So rather than let it fester and spiral, I'm just going to leave this video alone. It should go without saying, but unless some extreme happens and warrants discussion, I'm not going to talk about dodge anymore because I'm just aware as everyone else that's gone out of hand. The game is much more than its combat system. I want people to be excited about Enfield. Shocking, I know. And I somewhat lost sight of that. It is what it is. Okay. Going forward, I'll be more mindful in my presentation, keep my head up, and carry on. Look forward to more videos coming soon. You say that, but your newest video, I feel like, out of all your videos, is probably one of the most, I think, way more negative. Like, what about Kyo? You understand him pretty well, right? I don't. I'll be honest. I need to watch more Kyo videos to understand him. I'll be more mindful of my presentation. Is it true? Jimmy just looks more like a reasonable person in this whole thing. Yeah. Honestly asking. Yeah, sure.
Of that comment I found on Twitter. I need to use Twitter because this comment is gone, and the title of the video is back to what it was originally. For someone that wants people to be excited about Endfield, and
this, we'll go back.
someone that wants
I just noticed this screenshot was screenshotted 9 seconds ago. Dude, someone had finger on the trigger with this screenshot. Holy shit.
people to be excited about Endfield and doesn't feel comfortable letting the doom and gloom comments spiral out of control and treated this as a learning experience, he sure does seem.
This video, I think, was even worse than the last two. Not in the like the quality or anything. Well, I mean, I think like his first, but anyways, it just he popped off at a level on this video that was extremely vitriol and stuff. Very angry. Like it sucks because like some of the points I agreed with when he was talking about the Gacha system, but then he went off about the fucking blueprint system, and it was just like, dude, please stop. Like, fuck, man. Like, this is not the fucking hill to die on. It really isn't. It's really not. It's the internet. Once you post something, it never disappears. Yeah.
To like stirring the pot.
Did you know that nothing can ever be bad, ever? Yes, that's right. If you like something, every single decision made by the people that made it must therefore be good. Integrity is elitist, actually. And apparently, talking about your concerns is crashing out. Being critical of something you like is doom posting, and wanting games to be unique and interesting is elitist. Absolutely. Critical of something you like is doom posting, and wanting games to be unique about your concerns is crashing out. Be good. Integrity is elitist, actually. And apparently, talking about your concerns is crashing out.
It is when you literally add a section to your video called the crash out section. Just saying. He's blinded by views. I don't know, man. like the rate he's pushing out videos to views he gets is worse as if he just it takes too long. The split between each video he posts and the views he gets on them is so massive. It takes too long for him to post a video that he'd just be better off posting like slop videos like I do every other day and then streaming every other day and posting shorts every other day. But you know, so I don't think. I mean, like the first couple of like 254K on the first video was insane. But I don't know.
Being critical of something you like is doom posting, and wanting games to be unique and interesting is elitist. Absolutely nothing I say or do short of deleting my channel and killing myself will be good enough for people who think like that.
Let me read that. Let me see that again.
Of something you like is doom posting, and wanting games to be unique and interesting is elitist. Absolutely nothing I say or do short of deleting my channel and killing myself will be good enough for people who think like that.
You see, like he classified everyone that said he's doom posting or being elitist as saying, "Hey, these people want me to kill myself and delete my YouTube channel." Like that's just unnecessary. Saying, "Oh, everyone that says I'm, an elitist and I'm doom posting wants me to kill myself." That's what he's saying here. It really is. And it's fucking it's unnecessary. That's how you aggro the entire fucking community. That really is. It's how you aggro CCs. It's how you aggro the community. It's unnecessary, and it's the way to basically put yourself in a blender. Like this video I think was it started off with the death knell of the Gacha games. I think this is the death knell of Tuberoa, this video here, man. Like it pissed off everybody. I've seen like 80 different reactions to just this video he posted, and they're all cooking him.
Short of deleting my channel and killing myself.
Global taunt, dude. He's a better fucking he's a better tank at pulling aggro than my fucking teammates in WoW.
Will be good enough for people who think like that. Crash out doom posting elitist here. And if only a tiny fraction of players are engaging with a certain part of the game, why the hell would they invest their resources into building on it?
Oh, the slow fade in. God damn it.
Developing it further. But I'm calling it now. Once we go elsewhere, it will be dramatically less important with each new region. And then
maybe it will be. But this is Hypergryph. Like, let them fucking rock it, man. Come on. It's not Mahoyo.
That's all followed up with, the goal is to let more administrators fall in love with what makes this experience special, the joy of building with your...
Yeah, this is, even Supa, even Supa's like, this is a stupid, I don't know why they said this either, when they're talking
own hands. You have allowed your game to be lobotomized by Philistines. People who do not even slightly give a shit.
Dude, that is it. Every time I hear this sentence, I fucking, dude, it's such a fucking line, man.
Your game to joy of building with your own hands. You have allowed your game to be lobotomized by Philistines.
You've allowed your game to be lobotomized by Philistines. Like, what a fucking bar, honestly. It's a funny ass bar to be real. It really is. But lobotomized by Philistines. Like, fuck, man. What a fucking bar.
People who do not even slightly give a shit about your art. People who will abandon you in...
You see, this is, man. Trying to tell the artist how they should do their art because you know their art better than they do. What? Doesn't make any sense. I care more about your art than those people care about your art. So you should listen to me how you draw. The fuck? What is a Philistine? I think it's from like the Bible. The Philistines were, I think it was in the Old Testament. It was like a group of people that were very sinful. I think, maybe like very, very sinful. I could be wrong though. But yeah,
droves the moment a shiny distraction appears.
We're at 11 now, by the way.
Hey, devs, listen. That's all that fucking matters, right? Devs listening to the most asinine, illiterate demographic on Earth.
Like, bro, you're pulling aggro. You're classifying everyone that likes the content as illiterate. Like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? You're literally killing your own content doing this. This is a surefire way to shoot yourself in the foot.
The kind of people who will actively try to turn your game into the shit that lazy parents put on an iPad in front of their drooling toddler.
Like, oh my god, dude. This is how you, if I did a crash out like this, you know what the fucking next day I would do? I'd delete the fucking VOD, I'd delete the video, and I'd come out with another fucking video going, I'm fucking sorry, I had a bad day, that was on me, I'm fucking sorry, I apologize to everybody. Like, I would be fucking, not groveling, but, you know, I would be getting pretty fucking close to groveling and stuff. It's just like, because I get it, you know, you get lost in the moment, you get fucking pissed off, but how do you do this, edit the video, and then post it? And usually I watch my video. Like, you watch your video before you post it. So it's like, well, I don't care moment. Yeah, basically. That was my evil twin. Motherfuckers, most I mean, that's fair. Most Arknights players are illiterate and don't read. Or do they? This is my theory. He admitted to seeing both Saint Tontas and Tuhu react, and that were both his references to asinine illiterate demographic. I mean, it's Tuhu. Like, why do I have to learn an Enfield super brain gambling doctor is me? Yeah, the aggro is unnecessary. Like, this is a surefire way when if you're the minority, like he's obviously where he's a minority viewpoint in this issue. If you're the minority viewpoint in this issue, a surefire way not to draw people to your side is to call them idiots, shame them, and, you know, fucking say they're illiterate and all this other shit. You know what that does to people that might have been, like, in the middle there? They're like, oh, I don't want to be with that guy. I'm going to go on the other side. That's a surefire way to push them the opposite direction. And I'll be real, like, he's, like, I think, like, so from what I've seen, he's, like, the only CC that's, like, super fucking pissed off about this shit. He basically pulled aggro on every fucking CC to not like him and want to interact with him. That's how you not interact with fucking people as well. You get fucking shunned from the community, in essence. And yeah, you could still be posting videos about Arknights, but, like, you have no fucking community, in essence. So, maybe that's his intention. Dude, if his intention is to get shunned by the community, I would be impressed. I want to know what his end goal is, if that's his fucking end game here. But it's about these games are literally about the community, and the one to get shunned, and, you know, no CC is gonna want to interact with you because it's a fucking, you know, it's a hot potato. I don't want to touch that and shit. Like, no, wait.
However, do not get me wrong again, I am not attributing this to malice. I understand how this argument can come off. I do not want you to think I am calling Toborwo a grifter farming enragement for clicks. That is demonstrably not the case. I believe what happened is that Toborwo thought that by front-loading the video with positive...
Oh. Yeah, see, like who says it, the section regarding the gacha system is also very nuanced and argued. I was, like, on board when he was talking about the gacha system. I was actually mad he was more hard on I was like, why are you harder and more angry about the blueprint system than you are about the gacha system? I feel like those should be flipped almost, but I don't know. I was, like, on board. I was like, all right, man, I'm with you. We can do this. I agree. And then he got to this fucking section. I was like, fuck, dude, man. What the fuck are you doing? Oh. He's purely a drama tuber here. I think he genuinely believes what he's saying, though. How he talks and what he says with such conviction and emotion, I don't think he's, like, you know, doing this for clicks or views. I honestly think he fully believes in what he's talking about. And yeah, because this, like, if he's doing this for clicks and views, it's going to be very fucking short-lived, honestly.
Information and explaining all he liked about the stream first, that would lessen the blow and stop the dooming from spiraling. I wish it worked like that. Making a video like this and directly making fun of the people complaining about doom posting with such a snarky attitude.
Yep.
does nothing but achieve the very thing he's said he wishes to avoid.
Exactly.
That being the doom spiraling out of control. All that quick-fire reactionary videos like these truly achieve is dividing the community even more.
Yep.
While giving the people who are bitter, dissatisfied, and toxic encouragement to continue being that way.
It's a rallying flag. People usually rally, people with an issue with a game will rally around a content creator or a video that they believe properly represents themselves or their ideals in the game. And every time videos like these get posted, regardless of whether they're super angry or just like, very critical and stuff, people will rally around them. So that's why if you're going to argue against a system that you dislike, you have to make it a well-paced, non-like crash out video that's really well done. So, okay, people will rally around you, but you made a really good video that people understand. So now people disagree with the other side. They'll look at your video, go, okay, well, I disagree with his points, but he made really good points and he explained it really well. When you have crash out sections and start calling people idiots and stuff, the opposite side is going to look at the people that rallied around your videos and go, man, these guys are a bunch of fucking idiots. Why are they rallying around this guy? Human just want conflict? Hey, man, fuck, shit. It's not elitism if you want actually a new game. You are the elitist if you think your team matters more than people who want the game to actually be what it was originally advertised as. People who financially support this game to... Oh, wait, we already read this. Yeah. Rallying around like Tallulah.
And thusly inviting more toxicity from the opposite side as well. No one
Yep.
is innocent. It also makes Toboro himself look like a grifter.
Yeah, I can't take you seriously anymore. A lot of this topic got burnt the fuck up already. Just move on with life, bro. Yeah. Toboro is not someone who you should listen to. He thrives in making drama. His video titles should tell you that. I mean, I'm not gonna use titles or thumbnails as an example, because to be honest, like, who doesn't jump around with rage bait every so often and stuff? But I think it's the core content of his videos. I would say the better example is him crashing out in his videos and calling people idiots and philistines and illiterates and stuff. I think that's a better example. Like I said, I don't think like he might. I doubt he's doing these for videos because these are 100% short lived. You can already see the downward graph. Like his first video had like 250K, his second video had like 100K, his third had 30K. This one's at 20K and stuff. Like, this is a downward graph. This is going to be short lived and it's going to piss off a lot of people. So I just think he truly believes in it. He understands how he understands this issue is his own way, and I don't think how he understands it, everyone else understands it. So I think that's also part of the issue as well. He gets really mad. He's like, "Why do you guys not understand what I'm trying to say?" And he crashes out, and then everyone's like, "What the fuck?" But
which is a clearly wrong view of the guy. Even if posting this video and then going back to delete the comment about him reflecting
if he wants conflict, it worked. If they want war, then they have it.
on the impact and the consequences
Guess what? The openly hostile video in its presentation has once again bred more toxicity in fighting and tribalism. The exact same Toboro said he wished to avoid and be more careful in the future is now a deleted comment. Yeah. His ego is just driving him. I don't know. Maybe. I've had ego moments as well, but I'm also tired. Too tired to be egotistical. I've been too tired for years.
of videos like the one he just posted is not a good look.
Yep.
Personally, I also posted some rage bait immediately after
Element failed. They made dodge twice as strong and made it so you could entirely bypass factory management by copy pasting blueprint instantly. They did everything that would piss off the entire Endfield is losing its identity, appealing to Hoyo fans crowd and making their blood boil. I could not be happy about that. And the game looks awesome, incredibly approachable. 9 out of 10 stream. I'm going all in with Last Right as the waifu. Last Right is awesome. Please give her a better outfit. She looks cool, honestly. Last Right does, but not really up my alley, to be real. Too much blue, I think. Dude, he even has the screenshots of himself. We've come full circle in screenshots. It's actually funny as fuck, honestly.
The stream, which I have now deleted,
Mm.
as even facetiously, it's not something that should remain up.
Real.
Which is why I am not attributing Toboro's behavior to malice or grifting, just an incorrect.
That's fair. Like, this hasn't happened before to me. Well, I don't think it has. But like, it's one of those things. Like, hey, if someone reaches out, goes, "Hey, man, can you like delete your video maybe, or just remove it because either A, like you stole a bunch of content from them and stuff like that, or B, it's causing a huge negative impact on the community." Like, I think I'm not saying content creators have to have a responsibility, but if you make a video and it's tossing a fucking hand grenade into, a preschool and shit like that, I think you should probably take back the video and stuff. Like you're causing a bit of a scenario, a bit of a situation here and stuff. But or unlist it. Just make it unlisted so people can still find it without being on your website. Yeah. The thing about blueprints is the thing with blueprint, by the way, is all the modern facility bodybuilders have. The thing with blueprints, by the way, is all modern factory builders have blueprint sharing. Factorio has its side. Yeah, exactly. Not glad I want to watch his stream VOD for his reaction. I'm curious when he streamed. Who streamed? The Tobero streamed? I don't know, honestly.
Emotional behavior to malice or grifting, just an incorrect emotional response from someone that got very angry.
I hated my reaction stream to Enfield because I was like, oh, we'll just watch the whole thing. We're not gonna pause. We'll wait until the end and then I'll go back. But I was so fucking tired by the end of it, I didn't even go back and watch the rest of it. Like, to recover everything. And I was like, man, I should have just paused it. I was like, I wanted to stay live with them, but I was like, I should have just paused it on the moments I thought were cool and talked about it.
Was not immune to a reactionary emotional reaction either, and God knows I am very familiar.
The most unfortunate operator. I mean, like timing wise, probably. Enos review, but really, really fast. I heard there was some Enos stuff. Oh. Tobro streams T-th-s inconsistently. Is currently have a job at a job for Box 2. Oh, he does editing for Box 2? Okay. Interesting. I mean, to be honest, like for me, streaming plus YouTube videos plus shorts plus my regular job, which is about 10 hours a day, sometimes 12, I literally have zero free time. I literally min-max the fuck out of my time. When I'm on my lunch break, I'm editing videos. When I'm home, I'm literally preparing for the videos. And then I start to go live. It's like, you don't really have much time. So if you're like also like editing for other people, and I bet he has a real job as well, it's probably like, fuck. Your free time. At work on my breaks, I play Arknights so I can, keep my sanity down and stuff like that. We literally don't have free time. So, which sucks because I'm moving soon, so it's like, fuck. But, I'll try to create content for that.
With making mistakes. Still, this warrants pointing out.
Everyone makes mistakes, the good ones admit when they're wrong. I would add an extra thing on there. Everyone makes mistakes, the good ones admit when they're wrong, and they do not repeat those mistakes as well. Because people can make the same mistakes like 8 or 9 times in a row and I keep apologizing for them, but the fact is they still made those mistakes 8 or 9 times in a row. So
in the end, I don't know why people are so distrusting of Hypergryph.
That's my fucking point as well. I don't get it. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Maybe it's because a lot of like the worries and drama is technically coming from people that haven't played Arknights games, but the fact is that everyone's touting and using Tobero's videos as an example, and he's got years and years of experience with Hypergryph and Arknights, so it just doesn't make sense. The logic behind it doesn't make any sense. I'll be real. I just don't get it. It's like if you trust Hypergryph, you love them. They cook pretty much insanely well. What I've seen, I've heard. It's like, why the fuck would you expect them to start, spin on a dime and start acting like Mihoyo? Like, what not justification, but what reason that makes you think that? So, and it could happen, but like, it's like, there's pretty. If I had to gamble on it, the odds are pretty good that they don't do that. I would shit. I put a couple grand down that they don't do that. You know, um, yeah. Even Supa points out Tobo makes good points, but he really has a bad emotional control. He's very sensitive. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think I would say he gets very invested in what he believes in, which is understandable. Honestly, it really is understandable. But that causes him to pop the fuck off. Yeah. The whole drama doesn't make sense. Yeah. I think it's really good that Supa. Actually, I'll wait. I'll say it. I think it's really good Supa made this video because it's bringing us. He's basically, in essence, he's setting that center line. Isn't in this video. He's kind of. I wouldn't say he's setting the standard, but he's setting a really well versed video standard of like, hey guys, let's fucking just wait and see. Honestly.
as if this company has not proven themselves for the past 6.5 years. Yes, companies
Hypergryph is not your friend. It's a company that expects Endfield to make a lot of money, but it's also run by normal human beings who have a genuine passion for what they do. It's not a zero-sum game between being money-hungry ghouls and having a serious zero vision in the game. Yeah, it's not like when a company, gets so many employees, they become like a fucking, the worst company ever and stuff like that. EA. But like, there's like a fucking middle ground there and shit.
are not your
This Twitter post puts it very beautifully. Pause to read if you need to.
friend, but I am just looking at the facts here. The base in Arknights was not abandoned. SSS, reclamation algorithm, every other failed mode
A lot.
was not abandoned. The story keeps getting better and better despite the skip button and despite the fact few people
32
actually
times,
read it.
man. It's
Despite how much the game changed over the years, its core identity remained. The game has rampant objective power creep, and yet Hypergryph has shown they know how to handle it, and still make the game enjoyable, arguably even thanks
Seriously, hear me out. Go watch the video. Arknights is still the best Gacha game 7 years later. In-depth analysis. Ooh, maybe.
to the power creep. If there is one company I
Like Chameleon.
could consider trusting when it comes to cooking with Endfield, it is Hypergryph. Even in the new Gacha system and Battle Pass, which I feel everyone can unanimously agree are not great,
Yeah, it's like how I feel about the Gacha system is like it's not great. It's not like terrible either. Like from what they've explained it to us so far, it's like okay, like cool guys, all right, you know. I don't feel either way. It's not like absolute dog shit and like has to be criminal from what they've explained to us, but it's also not like the greatest thing ever from what they've explained to us. So it's like I kind of like okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. I was kind of expecting, something more drastic from Hypergryph for a Gacha system, but whatever.
you can tell Hypergryph is trying to compromise, to find the middle ground between
Not Stellasaur level, at least. I mean, to be honest, we didn't know how bad Stellasaur was going to be until it came out. Thank God I didn't play the game. I just watched the videos on it.
sustaining Endfield's high live service budget and not being too predatory. The Gacha system, while making everyone limited, has each operator live for much longer time compared to the competition. The
Yeah.
Battle Pass, while inherently predatory due to its nature, pays back for itself on completion.
I'll be honest, though, with how the banners are set up currently from what they've shown, I will probably pull less. It does make me not want to pull more, which sucks. I'll be real. I would love to pull more on more characters, but what they've shown us, I don't really want to pull as much, to be real. Which sucks, honestly.
I am not saying the new gacha system and the battle pass are good. I am not saying that the compromise justifies those systems. I am not saying the blueprints are good. I am not even saying the dodge is good. I have not played the game. I don't know.
Real.
I am saying that Hypergryph has proven itself for 6 years, and
Exactly.
even now you can tell they are trying to compromise.
I'll use this as an example. When Bungie left Microsoft and they went to go make Destiny, people were like, people didn't go because they were hyped for Destiny. People went to go play Destiny because they loved Bungie. All right? I played Halo CE, 2, 3, Reach, ODST. I love them to death. Best times ever had in multiplayer, and the campaign still is a core memory of mine when I grew up and stuff like that. Playing fucking Halo 2 with my dad on split screen is fucking amazing on the OG Xbox. And Jesus. When they went to go make Destiny, I didn't go play Destiny because I was interested in Destiny. I went to go play Destiny because I was interested in Bungie, because I loved Bungie. So it's like, you know, I loved what they did. Now Destiny 2, on the other hand, I'm a little disappointed in. Or a little disappointed. I can crash. Shit, you wouldn't watch me crash out like Tobo? Fucking let me talk about Destiny 2. But, um, but anyways, disregard what I was saying about that. I'm just saying is, you know, if you're an Arknights player, which I think everyone that, well, my limited experience of Arknights, but Hypergryph has not given me a reason why I shouldn't play Enfield, to be honest, from my limited experience. So, yeah. Continuing on.
So, personally, I am willing to let them cook. In the
That game is good. This game, if it can run on anything less than iPhone 17 Pro, I will be impressed, because this game is heavy.
end, I am hopeful, but that's just me. Maybe I am just too hopeful or naive. God knows I watched the TTGL too many times.
Yeah. I don't like Rise. Wilds disappointed me heavily. I love World, though. And Iceborne.
Maybe I'll be eating my words a year from now. That's all. Max out your last ride.
Goddamn!
Bye. Hey, hi, welcome to the outro. Isn't that quirky, Super being serious for once?
Yeah.
Anyway, I've seen way too much toxicity around this, and I hate that the person that clearly has reflected on the impact of their videos still goes out and does it anyway, breeding more toxicity.
Yep.
Anyway, thank you all for watching, and a special thank you to Nemo, Tony, Mirak, Hiorei, URL
Oh my god,
Killer,
is he just gonna keep reading?
Education. There is a difference between explaining your concerns for the future of the game and calling Chromochan but JJF and Bozidar. I understand wanting to voice concerns, right? That is everyone's God-given right, but as he himself said, there should be care put into the presentation.
Exactly.
There is a difference between explaining your concerns for the future of the game and calling people illiterate.
Philistines.
You know, that does nothing but breed tribalism, infighting, and toxicity, as we can see in the comment section of that video.
Holy fuck, dude. This was a cook and a half, man. God damn it, dude. This is members first on November 3rd, 2025. Am I a member? What's happening here? God damn it, man. People are misdirecting their hate. They should be pissed at who's IS Dogwater Marshall? Dude, like, it's kind of funny when it's like, I think it hits even harder, I would say, when someone, the joke is the most hated Arknights content creator, the rage baiter, all this stuff. And he comes out and posts something like this that just hits like a fucking truck. Like, fuck, dude. This, I think is like, well, you know
This
what?
video
It is a nuanced analysis of the drama, outrage, and controversy, and it covers it all, honestly. It's so good. Um, Honestly, though, I'm just gonna say this. I think the drama will continue. I think it will get worse when Enfield releases. This is just one of those things that happens on the big Gacha games, the big hitters. It's like it's basically impossible to avoid now. Here's the video for y'all. You give Super some love. I think it's just if you're gonna enter into the big three, the big four, the big five gotcha games and stuff like that, you are bound to have drama. And I just don't think I think Enfield's just it's impossible for Enfield to avoid it. I'll be real. Um and yeah. So anyways, that was a fucking amazing video. And I loved it. Me,